Excel is the most ubiquitous business software on the planet, yet genuine competence in using it remains remarkably rare. According to pre-employment testing data, 81% of companies find that job candidates lack the basic spreadsheet skills required to do the job, even when those candidates list Excel proficiency prominently on their resumes. Employer evaluations now focus on the mechanics of the work, measuring time, keystrokes, and the structural logic used to reach an answer. The disconnect lies in how the software is utilized. Entry-level users treat Excel as a static digital ledger. Promotable analysts operate it as a relational data architecture. Bridging that gap requires building skills across three specific pillars: workflow efficiency, structural integrity, and computational logic. Earning a promotion through Excel requires proving you can engineer fail-proof data systems that withstand the pressures of a live business environment. The physical mechanics of data processing dictate your speed. Reaching out to move a mouse, clicking, and returning to the keyboard is an invisible time drain. Shaving 3 to 4 seconds off a repetitive action compounds rapidly. When you repeat those actions hundreds of times a day, you recover several hours of productive capacity every week. This is why high-stakes financial environments, like investment banking, routinely take mices away from new analysts. They force efficiency by mandating keyboard navigation. Instead of manually scrolling, an analyst uses Ctrl and the arrow keys to snap instantly to the absolute edges of vast data regions. When a cell requires modification, pressing F2 drops you directly into text editing mode without a single click. If you need to adjust cell properties, Ctrl+1 summons the formatting dialog boxes immediately, eliminating the need to hunt through the ribbon menus. To move data cleanly, Alt+E+S+V pastes special values. This specific key sequence inputs the raw data while protecting the destination's existing formatting. Stringing these curated shortcuts together keeps both hands on the keyboard, creating a state of unbroken analytical flow. Raw operational speed is the initial filter employers use to differentiate manual data entry workers from capable analysts. Once you have speed, you need structure. A core rule of advanced data management is that raw data must never be left in an unstructured, flat format. Highlighting a grid and pressing Ctrl+T executes a necessary architectural shift. That command converts a static block of cells into an active data object recognized by the software. This enables structured references. The formula bar replaces opaque coordinates with plain English variables linked directly to your headers. Structured references make complex formulas self-documenting. They are instantly readable, which makes it far easier for teams to audit and verify your logic. The table object also provides a second technical advantage: dynamic expansion. When a new record is added at the bottom of a dataset, the table's defined area automatically expands and consumes it. Any connected charts, pivot tables, or summary formulas update without manual intervention. Structuring data into tables eliminates the invisible, catastrophic risk of forgetting to update a formula range when a dataset inevitably grows. Even with a strong structure, calculations fail if the references break. Broken cell references during basic copy and paste actions are the most frequent cause of systemic spreadsheet failure. To see how variables should be managed, look at this layout. It utilizes an assumption table, preventing users from hard-coding variables into their formulas. External variables, like a 6.20. When you drag a relative formula down a column, the reference points drift downward, pointing to empty cells and breaking the calculation. Pressing the F4 key applies an absolute reference. By locking the coordinates into place with $signs, the formula maintains its exact target, no matter where it is dragged. Mastering mixed references allows a single, precisely engineered formula to scale flawlessly across thousands of rows and columns. Isolating variables and strictly locking references is how you guarantee mathematical accuracy under intense corporate pressure. Modern Excel has evolved. It no longer requires pure syntax memorization. We have entered an era of integrated artificial intelligence. New error types, like a spill or calc error, can be disorienting. These often indicate deep structural logic failures rather than simple typos. When confronted with these confusing syntax blocks, beginners frequently retreat, abandoning optimal calculations in favor of inefficient manual workarounds. The modern data analyst workflow avoids that retreat by treating generative AI tools as active developmental partners. Feeding the broken formula and the exact error code into an AI immediately returns the corrected syntax, alongside a clear explanation of the underlying logic flaw. You are evaluated on your ability to solve business problems with data, not your ability to memorize legacy formula syntax. These granular, structural best practices feed directly into the ultimate corporate output, the executive dashboard. An executive dashboard built on these principles updates instantly, cleanly, and accurately, without requiring manual overrides. First, you eliminate the mouse to maximize your workflow throughput. Second, you structure all raw data into formal tables to ensure dynamic scaling and eliminate update errors. Third, you isolate your variables and lock your references to prevent cascading logic failures. Managing a fragile, manual spreadsheet is an exercise in constant anxiety. Operating a fully engineered data system is an exercise in total control. Mastering this underlying architecture is the exact threshold where you stop being a replaceable data entry worker and become an indispensable analytical asset.